Good morning to you, Daybreak Show. Jeff and Vicky still sticking in with Jeromy Hicks from North Mason Regional Fire Authority, and one of the other folks in our Rural Development Initiative leadership group that we wrapped up. We'll have our celebration, next week or something like that?
Next week. Yeah, I haven't told my wife yet it's her birthday the day we're doing it, so we'll see.
Invite her and say, honey, we're going to go to
Alderbrook,
Alderbrook for your birthday.
And
taco bar.
30 of my friends.
It's a big celebration for you. Just so happens to be
Hopefully
the same.
she's not listening right now. I might be in trouble.
Other thing,
so
we just wrapped this thing up, and at all the elementary schools now, buddy benches, which have been a great thing across the nation, sweeping the nation. And the thought is, and stop me if I'm wrong, because this is what I've been saying, is that, a kid shows up, he's not really feeling 100%, or his best friend's not there that day, or you're new to the school or something like that. You sit on one of these benches, and somebody else sees you, and they'll come up, hang out. Hey, let's go play. Let's go kick the ball around.
Yeah.
And you were telling me on Saturday at Hunter Farms that your son has been doing this.
Yeah, so last week was conference week, and I was out of town for the week and at a conference on the other side of the state. And my wife goes, "Yeah, we had this conference, and Rick Roberts, his teacher, said, yeah, Cohen, he got some extra points the other day because my son likes to go out and play soccer. And
what's his name?
Cohen.
Oh, cool.
And he goes, yeah, he's been going to this bench thing we got, this friend bench or something. And every day he just goes over there and grabs somebody and says, hey, let's go play soccer, And he kept, my wife kept calling it the friend bench, and I finally made the coalition. I was like, is this the correlation? Is this the new stone bench that's out there? And because I had kind of lost track that they actually went in. I know they were going in. I know there was a set schedule, but I didn't know that Sandhill Elementary actually got theirs yet. So when I got home from my trip, I talked to my son about it, and I said, that's the bench. And I was pulling out the paperwork from the RDI class. I said, is this what it looks like, And he goes, yeah, that's it. So here's somebody that, went through this RDI program that did this, didn't even really know it was installed yet. We didn't go through it. But it's already coming through the school district that this is being used, which is the whole purpose of why we did this.
Awesome.
So it's a great success story, and I'm sure these stories are happening all over the county. Every single elementary school got one of these benches.
Yeah. And it's been very cool to see the progress, and I'm super excited. So Caleb is going to be in the cohort, and then from my Linda Wojtowicz is another one that is going to come through there. What do you tell somebody who's getting ready to start this tonight? What I told him was get involved.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you and I were not quiet during the process.
They wouldn't put us at the same table.
No.
I think I would say really put a lot into it.
Yeah,
because you're going to get a lot out of it if you put a lot into it. It doesn't matter if you think you're going to be involved or not involved. They will pull that out of you.
Yeah.
We had some of the quietest. I went through with one of the guys I work with, and probably one of the quietest guys I've ever met. And next thing you know, he's up giving a speech.
Oh,
so,
nice.
I mean, they pull you out of your comfort zone. They don't want Jeff and I to talk because they know that's what we do.
And what do you talk about? Like yourselves or what
we talk about? So a lot of it will be going out and interviewing folks, and then what we learned. What did you hear out in the community about what the county needs? What do you think the county needs?
Okay.
For us, you're a leader up in the north end of the community. A lot of folks come to you. You talk with folks, so you have an idea. Everybody swings through here, so I can able to talk with them. So it's just our understanding of what folks are looking for.
Okay.
And we did the personality profiles,
and those
were always fun. And
then you work with other groups that are your same personality types, and then I pit you against each other is not the right word, but you basically will learn. One of the questions will be, okay, from my personality group, what do you really like? What do you want people to understand? And what do you think people don't understand? So you get to tell this to everybody else. So I'm sitting there going, well, there's somebody I know in that personality group, and now I could better communicate with them because they just flat out told me what they don't like.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think we don't do that.
One of the big ones is the introvert extrovert.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to be an introvert? Doesn't mean that you don't like people.
Right.
Yeah.
It just means that you get your energy a different way than an extrovert who gets energy from being in groups like that. But even extroverts enjoy being alone and quiet every so often. It was really Yeah.
Yeah, they did
Very cool.
a thing where they wanted us to interview people, and it was about the county, like what services we offer, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But you had 3 questions, and the trick was you have to find 6 people that you don't know, and then 6 people you do know. Well, I had to come down to Shelton because I don't know a lot of people in Shelton.
Okay.
And basically I sat at, the library and talked to people, or Starbucks, or the, Safeway, and talked to people, and got this totally different perspective of, people in the south end of the community versus the north end. And we had people in our class that went to the north end of the community. I think one of the biggest things was bringing them together, going, wow, we didn't know. And I make fun of this every year. We're sitting in our class around December time, and they're talking about all these activities going on in Shelton. I'm like, we have the tree lighting tomorrow in Belfair.
Yeah.
And everybody not everybody, most people in the room were like, there's a tree lighting in Belfair? I'm like,
Tree lighting and a
Right.
parade.
Parade.
Isn't that funny?
It did, and that was a lot of our conversations. How do we get rid of this supposed
Divide.
Mason-Benson line?
yeah, the
Right.
Mason-Benson line, yeah. And it went well, and that's why we did the buddy benches. I think that's what we came up. There's a lot of projects that came up, and one of the sets that we said we want to make sure we fulfill is that this is a project that is countywide.
Yeah.
And not even north-south, but, east-west
Right.
for our
Yeah.
county.
Right.
So,
Yes.
and that's where that project came out of. And there was a lot of really good projects. I won't mention them because I want Caleb I want them to come up. But there was some really good ideas. There's actually a project that Jeff and I'm sure are hoping that somebody else comes up with, because it was so spectacular that we just didn't have the ability to do both the projects.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's starting up tonight, and good on you if you are part of that
Yeah.
group. Jeromy, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you guys.
Definitely.
Vicky, good to see you as always.
8